Okay. Well, hi, Mira. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi, yes, thank you for having me.
How have you been since we last spoke? I know we touched on some difficult things, and I wanted to check in with you to see if any of those things were triggering for you after you left my office.
Oh, well, I would say the first day after I felt a little bit down, I think just because
Hmm.
we briefly touched on those things, but I chose to focus kind of my energy on what we talked about, kind of being creative and doing some art afterwards, so I think that helped.
Okay. It sounds, even though feeling a bit down, you were able to take those feelings and pour them into something meaningful to you.
Yeah, and I think weirdly enough, I was pretty proud of myself for doing that because I don't think I would have if I had not gone to your session.
Okay. Well, that's really great, and certainly something to feel proud of. Okay, today, if it's okay with you, I would like to complete an assessment tool with you. It's called the Life Events Checklist. This tool will ask you questions about your life to understand more about your relationships with others and the different life experiences that you have had. So it'll just help, me to get to know you a little bit more and more about what has happened to you. Would that be okay with you? You can also say no, and I would be completely okay with that too.
Oh, yeah, I think I would be fine with that.
Okay. So during the completion of this assessment tool, if I ask you any questions that you're not comfortable with answering, you can say pass, okay?
Mhm.
Also, if at any point in time during the completion of this, if you decide you would like to take a break or you want to stop, that's okay too. I also want to let you know the information will be kept confidential and it'll only be shared with a treatment team on a need to know basis, to come up with a treatment plan for you. Otherwise, the information is kept confidential. Do you have any questions about that?
Uh, no, I don't think I have any questions. I think it was a similar process I had with the other therapist I work with. So, and I'm glad to have option to take a pass or take a break. So I appreciate that.
Of course. Anything that I can do to make you more comfortable, please let me know, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So we're going to get started on the questionnaire, okay? Okay. So, Amira, growing up, who did you live with or who took care of you?
I lived with my parents and my older sister and brother.
Okay. So what do you think stands out to you about growing up? Like anything good or anything bad?
Mm, I feel bad saying that it was all bad because I had a decent childhood filled with like happy stuff, but I will say the bad parts were bad, and I think that's what stands out more is more like my dad being putting me down a lot. Just it felt like any chance he got to, he would just kind of being degrading. So just a lot of that when I was like a preteen to teenager.
Okay. It sounds really hard.
Mm.
What was your relationship like with your mother?
It was good. I think I felt closer to her for obvious reasons. She wasn't very mean, but I'm more so just confused on why she's stuck with him and is she'll still with him. But that's her journey.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what was the relationship like with your siblings?
Good. My brother and sister got along pretty. I think we all did, but there's a decent age gap in ages, so now we don't talk as much just because we live pretty far away. But I will say I'm mostly positive with them.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to add about your relationship with your father?
Mm, he was not in crazy physically abusive, I don't say, but had a he would drink sometimes, and I think when he would drink, it would get more, um, I guess, worse. I think he had a weird thing. I don't think he was entirely, I think he was a little misogynistic sometimes, like saying some pretty derogatory things about my appearance for some reason, or expectations he had of me. So it was just, it kind of felt all over the board, but it kind of felt like a little bit more targeted because I was a girl versus my brother. So that felt kind of bad.
Okay. Did your parents get along? Was there yelling or fighting?
I would say they got along. He was a little quieter, just like a more introverted person. So, they didn't. I didn't see them do a lot of activities together, but they definitely stuck together for, and they're still together.
Okay. So, how was discipline handled? Was mom the disciplinarian or, was dad? Um, what did it
Mm.
consist of?
I would say more. I think my mom wanted to be, but the over time, my dad took that over, um, and it I kind of have some resentment for her for letting him do it or for her not doing it herself because his would always be yelling and it would be loud and it would be scary, especially when we were young. And I think I always was really confused on why it would be such a blow up for no reason, such small reasons.
Do you feel like you were treated in a cold, unemotional way?
Yes, even though my mom isn't, I would say that was definitely the child care kind of vibe, or not really asking too many loving questions or being there for certain things, more kind of hands off, but then hands on when they were mad. So it didn't feel very fair.
Okay. Did you ever feel rejected by them?
I'd say so. I think just my siblings were a lot more successful and more, they liked them more for some reason, I'd say.
This next question, I think you kind of already answered, but you were definitely criticized unfairly, um, and made to feel like you were no good and worthless.
hmm
Is there anything you would like to add to that?
Um, well, I'd say that's kind of I think the biggest thing that stuck with me after growing up with my dad, and I think that's the biggest thing I'd like to work on. Just because though I have low self esteem, I want to make sure I'm a good partner for my boyfriend. So I would just like to work through that for his sake as well.
Do you feel like you were ever neglected, or left to fend for yourself, like, left alone, left without
Mm.
food or shelter?
No, I don't think so.
So these next questions are more about just other stressful life events that you might have been through. Um, so let's say a natural disaster. Did you ever experience, witness, or learn about job related or not? Sure.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay. What about a fire or explosion?
Mm, nope, thankfully not.
Okay. A transportation accident. Again, experienced, witnessed, learned about it, job related, or not really sure.
Oh no,
Okay. A serious accident at work, home, or during a recreational activity.
no, no.
Exposure to toxic substances.
Nope, I don't think so.
Were you ever physically assaulted?
No.
Were you ever assaulted with a weapon?
No.
Did you ever deal with any unwanted or uncomfortable sexual experience?
No, more so just like comments from my dad, but nothing physical.
No combat exposure, or war zone exposure.
Oh no.
Okay. Captivity, not being able to leave or held captive, made to stay somewhere that you did not want to be without your consent.
No.
Okay. A life-threatening illness or injury. Again, experienced it, witnessed it, learned about it, job related or not sure.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Severe human suffering.
Could be subjective. I know in comparison, not really, but I do just have a lot of resentment for how the comments have made me feel for so long. So I'm just rather angry. So I don't know if that counts, but
Okay, absolutely. We'll write that down. Thank you. What about a sudden violent death or accidental death? Again, it could be experienced, witnessed, learned about it, job related or not really sure.
hmm, I don't think so.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to add or share with me?
I think you hit on everything actually.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much for doing that questionnaire with me. I know talking about some of these things, it can be difficult. So there is one more little exercise that I would like to do with you today before you leave, if that's okay with you, of course.
Oh yeah, thank you, and I think that'd be fine.
Okay. Um, so Mira, this exercise is a little grounding exercise. It allows us to kind of gain a sense of peace and calmness, when we're doing difficult and hard things. Now, it may require a little bit of imagination on your end. Do you think you can do that?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right. So I want you to go to close your eyes and go to a place in your mind, a place of peace and calmness for you. It could be really anywhere. There's no wrong or right answer. Um, and you don't have to tell me what the place is either. But look around the place that you are and tell me five things that you can see.
Oh, um, well, I went to a beach. I know I didn't have to tell you, but I'm at a beach.
Okay.
Um, the water, it's a lake. Sunny. There's sand. There's an umbrella and rocks.
Okay. Now I want you to think about four things that you can touch.
Mm, the water, the sand on my feet, um, rocks as well if you want to, and maybe shells.
Okay. Now, what are three things that you can hear?
Oh, the seagulls, the waves, and maybe music.
What are two things that you can smell?
Mm, probably the seaweed and maybe if someone's like grilling or cooking.
And one thing you can taste.
Oh, um, maybe a drink like lemonade.
Okay. All right. Very good, Mira. You can go ahead and open your eyes now.
Thank you.
How are you feeling now?
I feel good. I feel calm. I think that's something that's nice that I can practice on my own, just kind of anywhere, which I appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So as long as you would like to continue working with me, I would like to arrange our appointment back next week.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. And the same
Okay.
time works great
Okay.
too.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you again. And if you need anything at all, please reach out to me. Okay.
I will. Thank you.